welcome to the GiveAScrap collaboration. If you are new here and just visiting me for the first time through this collaboration, thank you so much for coming over and checking out my video. This is the GiveAScrap collab, which is hosted by Angela Schrad, the traveling crafter. Before I get into anything else, I want to thank Angela for inviting me to participate in her collaboration. This is a lot of fun, and I have some things I want to tell you before I show you what I made. But before we get into that, let me just say there is a month of collaborators. Please be sure to check them out. They will be listed in my description box. Plus, Angela will have a complete playlist, so you can go check out the playlist. Really easy, go to one spot, check it out, make sure you didn't miss anybody, and get fully inspired this month. In this collaboration, we are to tag someone that we would like to participate. So I am going to tag my friend Carol of Crafted by Carol because she loves to work with recycled objects, things that might have ended up in the recycling bin or in the trash can. So I think this is a really fun collab for her, and so I'm tagging her to see if she will join in. And I wanted to mention that if you missed yesterday, that's Bexx with Black Whisper Crafts. She participated yesterday, so go check out her video. And tomorrow is Hazel Anaka Designs, so be sure you don't miss that. So one of the challenges of this collaboration was to use scraps, things that were gonna end up in the recycling bin or in the trash. And I have a huge container full of all of that good stuff. And I was going to just start digging around in there and, make something. But I challenged myself, and not only did I challenge myself, I doubted myself. And I thought, I probably shouldn't do this. I shouldn't do this for this collaboration. This is not going to be great, blah, 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 blah. Which is a lot of self-doubt, which I usually do not have. Any of you following me, you know that that's not typically something artistically that I struggle with. But I did with this one, really second-guessing myself. So that's why I'm coming on to talk to you real quick about what I created. It is definitely out of my wheelhouse. It is not the genre that I usually create in. However, this thing was going straight for the recycling bin. Matter of fact, my husband, I have to remind him to recycle. It was going straight into the trash. And I snagged it from him and I said, hey, let me see if I can make something with that. Now this happened a few months ago. So I've had this item sort of hanging around and I keep bumping into it. And then I saw it the other day when I was digging around for what I was going to work on for this collaboration. And I spotted it and I was like, oh man, I need to do that. And then I was like, no, don't do it. And then I was like, yes, you need to do it. And I was like, I need to talk to Angela and make sure it's okay. So then I said to my daughter, should I ask the host? She said, no, just do it. So here we are. I'm probably making it into a bigger deal than it is, and that's only because I had the self-doubt, and so now I've blown it out of proportion. But I actually like how it ended up. Again, not my genre, but I do like how it ended up. I hope that you guys will appreciate it. Some of you will hate it, and some of you will get a kick out of it. So you guys know that I work with calendars a lot, and I usually make envelopes out of old calendars. Well, I took this particular old calendar, that was my husband's, and I have created a junk journal with it. I'm looking forward to showing it to you. Most everything in it is trash, or maybe I picked it up at the thrift store or the flea market. There's only a few items that are actually new. My coffee dyed paper is new, the grommets I put in it, obviously the wax thread, and there's some washi tape. Almost everything else was either recycling bin, flea market, thrift store, or in my stash that maybe was given to me. So that's what we've got going on here, and hang tight and I'm going to share it with you. Friends, the item that my husband was throwing away was this Kiss calendar. It's a calendar from 2022. And so I thought, all right, I'm going to go ahead and do something with this. This is the case that it came in. I shouldn't say case, but I should say cover. And it's a very thick, shiny, heavy-duty plastic. Definitely planning on using that in the journal as well. I went ahead and I did some stitching around many of the pages because I wanted to stitch together let's see. Okay, so the calendar part with the dates on it, I wanted to cover that. You can see them right there. So I took the pictures and I stitched those together. I hope that makes sense. I didn't stitch this one on, but I used grommets and tape to hold it in place just because it was such a thick plastic. I didn't want to take a chance in breaking my needle. My sister had given me some fabric. She had taken down some curtains from her son's room, and she thought that maybe I could use it, so I have chosen that to use for the cover. So I used some fabric, and you're going to see these tabs here. I used this black and white fabric. This was going in the trash. This was, my sister gave it to me. These were curtains from her son's room, and she thought, huh, I wonder if Jovi can use that. The calendar was going in the trash, and my husband was on the way to it, and I said, hey, what you doing with that? And he said, getting rid of it, it's old. So I said, well, I think I can do something with that. So here's the cover. We've got Gene Simmons here on the front. I got the band name Kiss. This says Nothing to Lose. That was probably the name of a song or an album that they did. So let's give a little look. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you the stuff that was literally trash, because that's such a big part of what this collaboration was. Nothing is new in here. Well, there might be a few things, and I'll make sure to point those out, but everything's either been around or was headed for the garbage, or I got it at the thrift store or something like that. The grommets that I put in here obviously are new, but this ball chain is not. And when we flip this over, I left this plain so somebody could just do whatever they wanted right there as the first page. Over here we have all of the music paper that you're going to see in it is vintage. And then this is the matching fabric. And then I did use washi tape, so washi tape was not in the garbage. Okay, so that is one of the things that's new in here. Right here was the jacket that held the calendar, and it's a very thick, that plastic, you can see it's kind of shiny. So that was kind of cool. I didn't want to throw that away, so I cut that out. And this was just part of the calendar that I backed onto some scrap paper. This was a tag that was given to me in Happy Mail. This ribbon was not trash. This was actually in my scrap pile, and I'm not sure, I had torn these all into squares. I'm not sure why, I can't even remember. Underneath that is the music paper. This was a paper bag that something came in, and so I thought I'd go ahead and put that in here. Now my dyed paper obviously was not garbage, so you are going to see some of that in here. And this is some of my paper that I stenciled. Any film stickers were not trash. Those are somewhat new. Nothing was new and bought for this, but I've had those for about 8 months, I'd say. These, you'll see a few of these here and there. It's a, not a grommet, but a brad, and those were given to me. So here's a tag that was part of the original calendar. This is a, it's called the Yellow Kid. This was an old, came out of a book. And I just thought because the calendar was made in a cartoon way, I thought it would be just fun little piece to add that. You'll notice I added some washi tape to a lot of the pages just to give them a little extra something. It looked so black and white, and I just wanted to give a pop of color. My daughter was throwing this in the recycling bin, so I grabbed a hold of that. This was given to me by my friend Carol, Evercrafted by Carol. This was given to me by a family member. They were destashing their craft stuff and gave it to me. This ticket under here is authentic ticket that we used to park at the Strawberry Festival, and I didn't throw it away. I kept it because I figured I could maybe use it. Actually, this is part of the calendar, and this was supposed to go into a recycling bin from my job, and I snagged it because it's really thick, like super thick cardboard, but like fancy because it's white. This was given to me in Happy Mail a couple years ago, and so I thought that'd be fun. Another of the purple that my daughter gave me, on top of some vintage music paper. This was given to me. This is an old playing card, and obviously you could see that it was to advertise cigarettes, and then inside is a lottery ticket from 1982. I stitched the pages together instead of gluing them together. There's some tape in between, but I stitched them just because I felt like that would be a better choice. This is an old card, and I don't even know where I got this. It's very abstract, I guess, and I can't remember. I got a set of them. Maybe somebody gave them to me. Not as a gift, but as they knew I was a junk journaler, so perhaps. Can't really remember. I did put some washi tape on it. This was just some scrap. Oh, and there's some, you can see this was gonna go in the trash, and because I had used it to do some painting, but here it ended up in the journal. Center signature, just sort of left this as is, added the tabs, and then put pieces from the calendar in here. And then in the center signature, all of this from my stash, just some beads and a big bead with a die. This is an old piece of an envelope from February 1st. No, I'm sorry, February 12th, 1991. Another part of the calendar just on some scrap paper. This was, what was this from? Oh, this was from an old scrapbook, and I added some washi tape to it, put like this little topper on it, over top of some music paper, which is vintage, like what was this from? This one might have been 1954. This is another one of those abstract pieces. Again, can't remember where they came from, but I thought because it was abstract and really different, I thought it worked well with this vibe that I've got going on here. More washi tape holding on some scrap paper with a sticker. I've actually had the sticker in my stash for like over 3 years. Kind of fun to throw it in here. This one too. Here we're towards the back of it, and I have this was scrap, and I added this old, I don't know what this is, if it's an advertisement or what, and it's for Jack Daniels, but that goes fine in a rock and roll journal, and it's for Jack Daniels. And then another one of the monies that was given to me in Happy Mail. Thought that was fun. So my friends, this is very, very different from what I normally make, and it took me a lot of courage to share this for this collaboration, believe it or not. And I just questioned myself, but in the end, I ended up having a lot of fun with it. It really pushed me to be creative in a very different way, which I always enjoy that. Here's the other half of that, the shiny. You can see it's shiny. And I went and put grommets in it and then added this ball chain to it. And another one of the abstract cards. And then this was just part of the calendar. This is the back page, and I just added some fabric and just this stuff here, just for a little texture. And then here's probably what each one of the months looked like in the calendar before I disassembled it. And there's the back. I want to let you guys know that this journal will be available in my Etsy shop if you are interested. Friends, I hope you got a kick out of it. It ended up being a lot of fun for me to make, so I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. See you soon.